So, did you just get up and the kids are screaming and you turned on the news and they told you how bad the economy's going, and is there anything else you can think of that's making you really stressed and anxious? So the first thing we're going to do is generate a bit of GABA and generate a bit of calm. So my lovely assistant here is going to follow behind me because I make it look like, you know, you've got to work out how to do it, not just me show you. So with our right hands up like this, and from the wrinkle in the hand, we're going to put 1, 2, 3 fingers down. Yeah, and find a little energy spot there. You can feel a little bit of a pulse. Now it's between the ligaments. And yeah, all do, that's beautiful. All the other practitioners are here in their corners practicing too. And so if you just hold that a minute, did you just feel a breath? A little release breath. And after that, I'll ask you to do the famous 3 deep breaths. So we're going to breathe in, 2, 3, and we're going to hold on, 2, 3, and then we're going to breathe out, 2, 3, and we're going to do this 2 more times. In, 2, 3, hold on, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. In, 2, 3, hold on, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. Beauty. Yeah, is that a bit more relaxing? You can keep doing that over and over if you need to. However, as Helen indicated, you can also do it with the out breath much more prolonged, or some of those breathing combinations that Helen spoke about in her yoga section. It's my favourite trick. Once you've got used to doing it, you can just go to the kids and hold on to their wrist and say, we're going to do the big deep breaths. Just hold on to that right wrist on the outside there. Okay? Kinesiology is normally known of as the thing where you stick your arm out. So, can you stick your arms out? Yes. And you will ask, this is basic, I'm checking how she's going. Okay, now we're thinking about hygiene and all, so I'm going to use gloves. But I'd say to you, if you use gloves, you probably want to still cut out the finger and the thumb so that you've got some feel, because kinesiology uses feel. However, there is within kinesiology a practice called surrogacy. So Gina here could stand in for her grandma or her baby or her grandchild, people that she knows and she's in the energy of, or I can work at a distance too. Once that I've got to know the energies of somebody, I simply have to ask them a few details, and I've actually got a dummy called Mr. D that I work with sometimes so that people know where the parameters of what I'm working are. But so we will again extend the arms and we'll think happy, happy, happy. And we'll think sugar, sugar, sugar. So this is the body saying happy, happy is real good stuff, but sugar, 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 not so much. So that's body knowledge. Okay, so that's the basis of all kinesiology. Further from the thing with the down to here, there is also a point just, where these middle wrinkles in your hand are, that point is a point for GABA, for melatonin. So if you rub that when you're sleeping, melatonin, 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 and some deep breaths can do some great wonders. This one supports the kidneys. They're all on a map that I have. There is a point further down here that supports the circulation. So let us think about circulation. Really basic exercise in kinesiology for circulation is from the pelvic bone in the middle, straight up to the chin, a zipper. So you're going to do that with me? Thank you. And if you want to. So 2, 3 of them, will get your circulation going again. And it's a wonderful thing to do first thing in the morning. Just get up and do that. The basic exercises I'm showing here, indeed you can do them lying in your bed. So you haven't got any reason not to be looking after yourself on the most basic level at the moment. So I want to show you next the kidney exercise. And so the end of the kidney meridian starts under the middle of the ball of our foot and runs up through inside of the knees. It actually goes, supports a lot around the hips and comes through again and ends here. This is kidney 27 and a master immune point. I've got little maps of all these things, so we'll get them onto the site and I'll break this down into little blogs eventually. I'm just learning this stuff, but I will. So K27 is here, shoulder blade, just in between just underneath shoulder blade. So we do sternal notch, those two little lumps, 3 fingers along, 3 fingers down, but before we hit the next rib, in the flesh. So there will be a point there that is like a little well or a little deep point. If it's real deep, your immune system's gone on holidays. If it's really tight like this, you're autoimmune, you're being highly reactive. So it also are points that coordinate left and right, so you can left, left, right, 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 left, left, left. I should have done this before I started. Round and round and round, until everything comes back to a nice bouncy point that stimulates your immune system. So an easy one to do. From there, the central meridian, this on this map, has a number of points from 14, which is at the bottom of the sternal plate, through the sternal plate, up to number 16. These points are points in kinesiology for deep survival emotions. So if we cover them, and then you measure things in kinesiology, 2 fingers. So 17, 18 is the thymus, cover the thymus, and do the big deep breaths again. In 2, 3, hold on, 2, 3, out 2, 3, 3 times, and I'm going to skip that, where I've explained it to you. You will, and this one as well, your good old wrist one, you've got immediately a trauma or stress release. So some things for you to think about. Other than that, I have a map of what goes on with the heart meridian. I have a map of more extensively what goes on with the central vessel meridian. Okay, and they can all be a great deal of help to you. Now, it's all very well, we got the body feeling a bit better, but a lot of us, when we're anxious all the time, all the stuff people have said about food is a great deal of help to just settle the guts and get it fed. The number of anxious people who come to me who haven't had a meal recently, so eat. But then, let's do the energy side of things. So, I needed a bigger one, but anyway. Around us, we have an aura. An aura is an egg of energy around us. Now, my way of saying things is, this part of us is 30% of us. It's water and ligament and so forth. It's full of air and water. The whole concrete connecting it is not a great deal of us. We have this stuff too around here. And as far as I'm concerned, that energy is about your superconsciousness. So we stand at this distance and we're aware of each other's energies. We stand a bit further apart and we have a bit more relaxation about dealing with each other. A lot of country people want that little bit of space. So cramping each other is also something that makes us anxious. However, this pod around us goes into the earth, goes up above us, goes as wider than our reach. So one of the little exercises that you can do is to think about that pod around you as an egg some people think of it as a triangle that surrounds us, and think of filling it up from the bottom with some gold light, with some white light, or currently my favourite's the whole rainbow. So I know the kids can manage that, so maybe you can too. Oh, all right. As well, you can work with all these colours that come from the chakras, that are the colours that are in my life. So that's a quick way to put your energy back into alignment and feel a bit more in your own space. I think we'll leave it at that.